Running with Scissors, a Memoir, Augusten Burroughs. Augusten Burroughs' Running with Scissors is a wild, unsettling, and darkly funny journey through a childhood that defies belief. At 12 years old, Augusten's life unravels when his parents' marriage collapses. His father, an alcoholic, disappears into academia, and his mother, a poet struggling with mental illness, hands him over to her eccentric psychiatrist, Dr. Finch. What begins as an unusual arrangement soon spirals into chaos, as Augusten finds himself living in a household where the rules of normal life simply don't apply. The Finch home is a world of anarchy masquerading as freedom. The doctor claims divine messages arrive through his bowel movements. The house is filled with junk and filth, and therapy sessions are conducted in the living room between bowls of cereal and television shows. The children are largely left to raise themselves, scavenging food and inventing their own realities. Augusten, at once horrified and fascinated, adapts to this strange new existence, learning how to survive in a place where nothing makes sense and no one takes responsibility. Amid the absurdity, Augusten forms deep, complicated bonds. He becomes close to Dr. Finch's daughter Natalie, his partner in mischief and rebellion. He also enters into a disturbing relationship with Neil Bookman, one of Finch's former patients, an experience that blurs the line between affection and exploitation, leaving Augusten with a premature and painful understanding of adulthood. Throughout it all, his mother drifts further into her own delusions, consumed by her poetry and her psychiatric dependence, her love for her son warped by instability and self-absorption. What keeps Augusten going is his sharp wit and his instinct to observe. In a world ruled by dysfunction, his ability to turn chaos into narrative becomes a form of salvation. He finds humor in horror, beauty in absurdity, and ultimately a kind of fragile hope in his refusal to surrender to madness. By the time he escapes the Finch household, he carries both the scars and the stories that will define his voice as a writer. Running with Scissors is not just a memoir of survival. It's a portrait of resilience in the face of outrageous dysfunction. Through its shocking moments and biting humor, Burroughs reveals the strange alchemy of trauma and creativity, how the act of telling one's story can transform pain into art and chaos into clarity.